Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am here with your lecture number 18, Economics and Financing of Education, ETUC 4124. The glossary of economics terms were continued in the previous two lectures, and in this lecture we will finish all the terms included in this course. Alphabetically arranged terms have been told to you, and with the letter N we will continue in this lecture. Non-recurrent. It means an unusual charge, expense or loss that is unlikely to occur again. That it is not estimated to occur again in the future. It is called non-recurrent. Next is net present value. It means the difference between the present value of cash inflows and the present value of cash outflows. It is used in capital budgeting to analyze the profitability of an investment or a project. We determine and estimate the net present value in the sense to analyze that whether that investment or project is giving you profit, or if it is going to give you some profit, then what is the extent of that profitability in the project. Next is non-monetary. In the previous lecture we have gone through the term monetary. So it is the opposite of that. Monetary was related to the money, whereas non-monetary means not directly related to money or monetary policy. So it is related to those investment, those things which are not related to money. Next is opportunity cost. This is a repeatedly used term, opportunity cost. It means that whenever we we are given with some alternatives and we need to take a decision, our next best alternative foregone, all the foregone items are our opportunity cost. It means the next best alternative that must be given up when a choice is made. The use of opportunity cost in our daily life is very evident, that whenever we need to choose among different alternatives, we are facing the opportunity cost. And opportunity cost not only let us to take a relevant decision, but also inform us with the alternatives that those are foregone, and we come up with the value of those alternatives we are next best and alternative and foregone items. Next is output. The amount of energy, work, goods or services produced by a machine, factory, company or an individual in a period is our output. So whenever we invest something, that is a form of input, and in the result of that, when the machine or the company or the individual process that, it is the output. Next is production. Each organization or firm wants to produce something. The processes and methods used to transfer tangible inputs, raw materials, semi-finished goods, sub-assemblies and ideas, information or knowledge into goods or services. That is our production. Next is project. Planned set of interrelated tasks to be executed over a fixed period and within certain cost and other limitations, that is a project. Each project differs with the other and each project has a fixed period of time. Next is poverty. This term is very much used and controlled under economic conditions. It means it is a condition where people's basic needs for food, clothing and shelter are not being met. This is a state of poverty. Next is population. All elements, individuals or units that meet the selection criteria of a group to be studied and from which a representative sample is taken for detailed examination. The total of all population is called a universe. It means the whole people or the whole group of people to which we are going to generalize the results, or the people who are involved in any activity representative sample is taken from that population. Policy. It is a plan or course of action as of a government, political party, or business intended to influence and determine decisions, actions, and other matters. So policy is distinctive in its own nature. It is a plan or course of action. Next is proposal. It means you are going to propose something to be done in future, and it is the act of offering or suggesting something for the acceptance, adoption, or performance. So proposal is always already given in advance, and it is a kind of permission that you are asking to the authority to let you do something regarding some act or activity. Next one is remittances. It means the money earned or acquired by non-nationals that are transferred back to their country of origin. So the people who are performing their services in other nations, and they want to take their money back to their natives, that is remittance. The next term is recurrent budget. So we have gone through so many types of budgeting, and recurrent budget is that it is an ongoing budget or expenses that occur either monthly, quarterly, or annually, and somewhat predictable, such as electric bill or grocery. Next is reserve. Reserve means the funds or material set aside or saved for future use. So whatever you keep your revenue or your things saved for future use, that is reserve. Next is resources. These are human resources as well as physical resources. The machines, workers, money, land, raw materials, and other things that a country can use to produce goods and services and to make its economy grow. Resources may be renewable or non-renewable. Next is savings. The amount left over when the cost of a person's consumer expenditure is subtracted from the amount of disposable income that he or she earns in a given period of time, that is saved money. Next is socioeconomics. Socioeconomic is an adjective, and it is used to describe something that relates to or is concerned with the interaction of social and economic factors. So it is basically income and social position that is used to measure the status of a family or an individual or in a community. So it is a state that how likely the position of someone in economic and social terms. Whenever this term is used, social and economic interactive factors are discussed, and the level and status of a family or an individual in the community in economic as well as social terms is described. Next is stakeholder. Normally a layperson can define the term stakeholder that all the people who are directly affected by the profit or loss of any organization are called stakeholders. Here it means a person, group, or organization that has interest or concern in an organization. Stakeholders can affect or be affected by the organization's action, objectives, and policies. Sensitivity analysis. Simulation analysis in which key quantitative assumptions and computations are changed systematically to assess their effect on the final outcome. So it is an analysis that is run to determine the final outcome of something. Scarcity. This is also given in your assignment topics, that what does it mean by scarcity of resources. This is the term that we see that our wants are unlimited and our resources, whether they are so much high, but they are even limited. The condition that results from the imbalance between relatively unlimited wants and the relatively limited resources available for satisfying those wants. Next is services. It means the activities that can satisfy people's wants. So we produce goods as well as we provide services. So services include all the activities that can satisfy people's wants. Next is semi-skilled worker. Worker having or requiring less training than skilled labor and more than unskilled labor. So the people who are less trained than the skillful people और unskilled labor उनसे ज़्यादा होते हैं, ये semi skilled workers कहलाते हैं. And what is skill? Skill is an ability and capability acquired through deliberate, systematic and sustained effort to smoothly and adaptively carry out complex activities or job functions involving ideas, things and people. So the skills are of many types. Those can be cognitive, technical and interpersonal skills. Next is taxes. It is the required payments of money made to governments by households and business firms. And it is the term the halo effect. It is a term used in marketing to explain the bias shown by customers towards certain products because of a favorable experience with other products made by the same manufacturer or maker. Basically, the halo effect is driven by brand equity. Generally, we can say that it is a bias and it is a psychological term that on the basis of the appearance of something, you make a judgment and idea about the whole personality of something or whole of something without knowing the other characteristics of that commodity or thing or human. Next is the rate of return. The gain or loss on an investment over a specified period expressed as a percentage increase over the initial investment cost. Gains on investments are considered to be any income received from the security plus realized capital gains. So all the returns is our rate of return, whether that is as a result of initial investment cost or maybe throughout the gains or investments. Next is trend. It means a pattern of gradual change in a condition, output or process, or an average or general tendency of a series of data points to move in a certain direction over time, represented by a line or curve on a graph. That how likely people are moving gradually and changing their conditions towards a thing. It is a pattern, a condition, change in a condition, output or process. Next is unemployment. It is a situation in which people are willing and able to work at current wage rates but do not have jobs. It is the situation called unemployment. Next is vocationalization. It refers to a diversified curriculum which includes vocational or practical subjects as a minor portion of the student's timetable during the secondary school course. तो अगर हम बच्चों को सेकेंडरी लेवल पर स्किल ओरिएंटेड कोर्स भी पढ़ाएं तो ये उनकी वोकेशनलाइजेशन है थ्रू देयर करिकुलम. The bulk of the student timetable consists of general education subjects, whereas vocationalized secondary education is that vocational subject matter takes only a minor portion of total curriculum time. Major emphasis on economic productivity to meet labor force requirements. Next is wages. इसका मतलब आपको कितनी तनख्वाह मिलती है. The payment resource earners receive for their labor. Yield. Yield means normally it is a result, but what kind of result? The annual income earned from an investment, expressed usually as a percentage of the money invested. It is called our yield. So these were all the economic terms we need to go through in our lectures. We have read all the outline in the lectures, but we will continue to repeat the lectures in order to make clarity about different topics taught in this course. These economic terms will be helpful for you to better understand the course of economics and financing of education. So I hope you have understood the terms. Thank you.